I learned how to live when it was almost time to die. I am 75 years old. And at 73, I finally saw the truth. Not in a book, not in a movie, in a hospital room, with a machine beeping beside my bed. I lay there staring at the ceiling, and one thought hit me so hard it hurt. I wasted my life on the wrong things. It was like waking up after a long, long sleep. Too late. Listen. If you are under 35, please don't scroll away. You still have time. I wish someone had grabbed my shoulders at your age and told me what I'm about to tell you now. Because the thing I learned at 73 or the thing I would give anything to go back and know at 23 would have changed everything. My friends, my work, my happiness, my nights alone. Let me tell you what it is before you make the same mistake. First, you should know who I am. I'm 75 years old, and I live alone in a small apartment on the edge of the city. I worked most of my life as an electrician fixing other people's problems while ignoring my own. I had a wife once, and I have 2 children, but we don't speak much now. Most days. It's just me, my chair, and the quiet. I was not a bad man, but I made one big mistake again and again. I chose the wrong things to care about. For years, I told myself, I'll fix it later. I'll call later. I'll slow down later. Then 73 came, and something happened that showed me the truth. And I realized there might not be a later at all. Here is how I made that mistake. When I was young, I thought my job was simple: be a man, make money, never be weak. I grew up poor, so I swore my own family would never worry about bills the way my parents did. So when work called, I always said yes. At first it felt good. I was the guy everyone could count on. Over time, I'll take it. Weekend shift, no problem. My wife would make a face, my little boy would hold my leg and say, "Dad, don't go." I laughed it off and said, "I'm doing this for you." That was the first lie I told myself. Then it became a habit. One missed dinner turned into years of, "I'll be late." I missed my son's big game because I was fixing lights in a supermarket. I missed my daughter's school play because a client really needed me. Every time, I told myself I'd make it up to them. The warnings were small at first. My wife stopped arguing and just went quiet. My kids stopped asking if I'd be there. My chest would feel tight after a long day, and I'd sit in the truck a little longer to catch my breath. The doctor told me my blood pressure was high. He said, "You need to slow down." I nodded, then went back to work the next morning at 6 a.m. Years passed. My children moved out, and they didn't call much. Birthdays were just a text or nothing at all. My wife slept facing the other side of the bed. The house was full of things I had bought, but it felt empty. I told myself this was normal. This was just how life goes. Then one night, when I was 73, I felt a pain in my chest like someone was pressing a heavy hand into me. I was alone in the kitchen. I gripped the table and waited for it to pass. It didn't. The room blurred, the floor came up fast, and the last thing I remember was the sound of my own breathing, sharp and scared. As everything went dark, when I opened my eyes again, everything had changed. I woke up to a white ceiling and a beep, beep, beep beside my head. My chest hurt like it was full of bricks. A tube was in my arm, wires on my skin. A doctor leaned over me and said, "You had a heart attack. You're lucky we got to you." Lucky. I didn't feel lucky. I turned my head slow to the side where a chair was empty. No wife, she had died 2 years before, with me arriving late to the hospital still in my work clothes. No son. No daughter, I croaked. "Eyes, is anyone here for me?" The nurse looked at the floor and said softly, "Not yet." Later, when they left me alone, I reached for my phone with shaking hands. No missed calls. No new messages. I stared at that black screen and felt something break inside me. Shame burned in my chest hotter than the pain from the heart attack. Sadness, heavy and thick, sat on my ribs. And for the first time in my life, I felt truly, completely alone and terrified that this was how it all might end. Lying in that bed, I started to see my life clearly. And I want to tell you what I learned, so you don't end up like me. I learned this very late. Money helps, but it will never hold your hand or call you when you are sick. Jobs replace you in a week. People don't. If you lose people, you lose the real life you were working for. Example, when a friend or family member asks to see you, don't always say, "I'm busy, maybe next time." I say yes more. Close the laptop, leave the office on time, and go sit with them. I waited too long to say things that mattered. "I love you. I'm sorry. I'm proud of you." Silence builds walls that get higher every year. One day you run out of chances to speak. Example, if you love someone, tell them today, not when the time is right. If you hurt someone, call them and say, "I was wrong and I'm sorry," even if it feels awkward. When you are young, it feels like you have endless days. So you spend them carelessly, like they are nothing. But time is the only thing you can earn back. Every choice is a trade. You give your hours to something. Example, before you say yes to extra work, ask, "Is this worth a night with my family or my friends?" Plan your week so you protect time for people, rest, and things you truly care about, not just for your boss. I ignored the small warnings. Your body whispers first, then one day it screams. If you break your health, everything else becomes very small very fast. You cannot enjoy success if you are too sick or tired to live it. Example, go to the doctor when something feels wrong. Don't tough it out for years. Sleep enough, move your body. And don't live on junk food and energy drinks just to push through more work. You can be in the same room and still be miles away. If your mind is always on your phone, your emails, your future plans, you miss the life in front of you. Presence is how memories are made. It's how love grows. Example, when you are with someone you care about, put your phone face down and really listen. Look at their face, hear their voice, and let yourself be fully there even for just 20 minutes. If you are watching this and you are under 75, please don't wait until it's too late to choose your people. No job, no title, no extra paycheck is worth losing your place in your own child's heart. You don't want to stand where I stand now, hearing your son call another man dad, and knowing you helped make that happen. Today, do one small thing. Call someone you love and give them your full attention for a few minutes. Tell them you care. Say, I'm sorry, if you need to. That tiny choice can start a different future for you. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want more stories like this, you can subscribe.